everybody, and welcome to Sistaaz Heal Network. Sistaaz Heal Network is a space for Black women to come and talk, create, heal together, connect, build, and all of the things. I am so grateful for our folks who were able to join us today. And I am so grateful for Mo, who was not able to join us today, but we sending her all the love, all the prayers, all the positive energy. I'm just super appreciative of Black women, period, and we go through a lot. We experience a lot. We are a lot. So we just hold each other up and shine as much as we can, and heal as much as we can. And we're going to start in Sistaaz Heal, where we keep it real. Okay? So up first, just to introduce myself, my name is Naee. I am the host of this space. I am also the founder of the Sistaaz Collective. And who am I? I am a mother, I am a partner, I'm a sister, a daughter, a mentor, I'm a healer, I am a spiritual child of the Most High. I am all of the things and even more, continuing to add to my spiritual resume. But that's what I would say for me. And my goal for this space, and also my goal for the Sistaaz Collective, is to connect different women, Black women, and really create and cultivate spaces where we can come together and just have conversations about different issues, different topics, different joys, different challenges, beauties, and all of the things together, and just to hold space for one another, because it's not only important for us to heal in our individual journey, but it's also important for us to heal as a collective, hence the Sistaaz Collective. So I am so grateful for all of the sisters who have supported me on my journey so far, have supported the vision and all of the things. And we gonna start it off real smooth, real fly. I'm gonna spit a little poem for y'all for the theme today, which is the journey of self-love. I don't really like to explain my poems, so I'm gonna just flow. It says, call her beauty, not the one that is painted on deep sea in her eyes. No, I'm talking light that exudes, a glow that radiates regal, sparkles through the insecurities, unveiling flaws, seen, unseen, and overstanding that perfection was never the goal. And growth is inevitable, homegrown until she be planted in the soil of soul, when creation of happiness is essential, not a search. When peace is priority, not a procrastination. The connection of mind, body, and soul is not mindfulness, it is a reality. When memories are not just past, but a blueprint for the future, call her beauty. That unfinished poem kind of smile, that Love Jones open mic style, that sweet song, hymn, melody, that beauty. She feels up and down, but her head's above ground. She got that beauty. Prayers inside. She is shining so bright. That's the Most High. She's got that beauty. Beauty. So thank you, everybody, for just listening to me like spit a little something real quick. We are gonna definitely practice sharing artistic expression on this network, this show a lot, because I'm actually working towards studying to be an art therapist. So I think that artistry is very important in the healing process. So I want to uplift that as much as possible. Okay. So now we're going to get it started, and we're going to introduce these beautiful women that we have on the call today. And for the introductions, what I want from my sisters is just to say, who are you? How are you coming into the space? And if you can choose any body of water to explain your energy, your vibe, your flow, and your glow, what body of water would that be? And who I'm going to start off with is Ro.
I am Rolanda, aka Ro. I'm a full-time artist. I too am a healer. I like to say that as well. I think that all Black women are healers. I am a sister, friend, although I may not have blood sisters. I have sisters that God has blessed me with. I like to motivate people, so I guess I'm a motivator. That goes into being a healer. I'm an artist. I don't want to just put one category of actress, but I like to create. I'm a creative as well. So I'll say that. A body of water is interesting that you asked that, because I'm actually doing a reading that's playing the spirit of Oshun. And I would just have to say right now, I'm like a river. It's a river, you know? So I think that rivers flow, you know, they can't go backwards. And I think that's just like life. And I feel that is just the path that I see myself on. Like, although it doesn't stop or go back, or like it can't stay still, but it's still constantly moving. And you can still be planted in a river, like rocks and things like that, and still not be moved, you know? So I think that a river is where my head is at right now when it comes to that.
That is beautiful. I appreciate you for sharing that. I feel like what you said about all Black women being healers, that's hella true, because at the end of the day, we are women, right? We have a womb, right, and we birth this like world, okay? Like, right, we are Mother Nature and all of the things. So we all have those healing aspects, a part of us, those healing characteristics, and all we have to do is just tap into that spiritual self, tap into that like enlightenment, and we can find the path of who we're supposed to be healing and how we're supposed to do it. Everybody has their own like way, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own journey, their own version of how they speak, how they express themselves. So I really appreciated that, and I definitely like hold that by my heart. So next up to the mic or whatever is going to be my sister Naee. She is currently, you know, doing nails right now, because that's her business, Vanity by Naee. So definitely check her out. She's amazing. Hit her up on Instagram, all of the things. And we're gonna have Naee start off with letting us know who she is, what she does, how she's coming into the space, and a body of water to express her energy, her vibe, her everything.
So what's up? I'm Janae, aka Naee. Would like to be called Naee, preferably. 23. I've been a part of Raw Talent for about 10 years now. I started off with poetry and music. That was the first kinds of art I was dabbling into. And then I got into makeup and nails and hair. I consider that art too, so I made a whole business out of it. But everybody know music and poetry and open mics will always be in my heart. So that's my base. Just starting off with writing. What was the other questions? The body of water.
Yep.
Right now I'm in a changing, like I'm getting uncomfortable. Like, I'm coming out of my comfort zone. It took me a while to get out of my comfort zone, because what do you call it when it's uncomfortable but you're comfortable? Like, what is that called when it takes you so long to get out of a bad situation that you know for a fact, you know, is not gonna benefit you? But
it sounds like peace. It sounds like a form of peace to me.
Growth,
where it's like you accepting, you know.
Thinking of the type of body of water that's kind of got me going different ways. What type of, I guess, like a waterfall. Like it's a lot going on, but I know, you know, in the end, God gonna make a way for me.
Amen.
When you get that bird's eye view, it's a beautiful thing too.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sure my art and my business and everything will flourish how it's supposed to once I get the personal things aligned. But yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I keep smiling. Art keeps me smiling. So, a waterfall for me.
That is beautiful. Like, and waterfalls can be in so many different forms. Like, you can have like the soft, gentle waterfall on like a small fountain, or you can have the waterfall that is like not taking nothing and it's just coming down, and it's like, if you gonna come down me, you better be ready for this pressure. Okay. Right. So I think that's a beautiful body of water that I've never even like considered to use.
I'm trying to end up at.
Yeah, that's what's up. I appreciate that, Naee. I appreciate you sharing that and being like vulnerable in the check-in already. Like, we already in there, you know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna transition to my sis who is getting her nails done by a Black-owned sister, D'Neisethelight. I'm gonna let her come on here and just share.
Hello, everyone. Like Naya said, I am D'Neisethelight. So I've been doing poetry since I was about, I want to say like 13. I started writing when I was in middle school. I would go and share my poems with my friends. They didn't understand none of that, so they wouldn't really appreciate it. But my teacher, she read one of my papers and she told me, she was just like, you know what, you're a really good writer, stick to it. And ever since she said that, I just stuck with it, and I ended up getting into Raw Talent when I got in high school, and my poetry career switched. I kind of like, I do it more as a healing process for me now, and not as performing or whatever. But so I write on my own time. But I am a student as well. So I graduated in 2018 with my bachelor's in social work. And I'm going back to get my master's. I got into Clark, Atlanta. So I'm super excited.
That is amazing.
For the HBCU, baby.
Yes, for the culture. For the culture.
And for the Southern men, honey.
Yeah. That part.
My husband, okay? Hello. Man, yes, I'm super excited for that. And that's pretty much what I'm doing now. I got hired at my internship right out of college. So I've been working in social work. I've been actually in my field, and that's been a blessing. I do really want to work with children though, because I know what Raw Talent and what Making Waves was to me when I was a youth. So I do want to give back, because it starts there. The children literally are the future. So that's what I plan on getting into. But body of water, I would say an ocean, because when you look at an ocean, it's almost like it's never ending. And I feel as a people, we are the beginning and the end, So it's just like we are a never-ending existence in this world. If that makes sense, it makes sense in my head. But and then also right now in my life, I'm so at peace, and that's my safe space. When I go to the ocean, I just feel so at peace. The way the waves just calmly, I don't know, that's where I am right now. So I would say yes, an ocean, because I'm at peace. I feel like there is a beauty in water, period. There's a strength in it. You can literally destroy a whole city, a whole town, there's so much power in something that that literally can go through your hands, and I'm going on and on and on, but that's where I am now.
I appreciate that, Nisa. My baby loves the ocean, y'all.
Yes.
Every time we drive past, she's talking about ocean. You see it? Wow. Like take her to the ocean, because I think it's just something that's like for like kids. It's just like what is this? Like, it just looks so beautiful and I just don't understand it, but it's so easy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel that like so much.
Water is an interesting subject. It really is, because there's so many elements of like what it can do for you. Like, keeps you hydrated. It's a healing. It's another healing form. And baptism, like to be renewed. Like, you know, like just so much that goes to it. Like it carries you, or it can sink you. Like it's just so much to it, and it's just like it's interesting. It's really interesting to talk about water. You know,
that's real. That's so real. And like for me to just participate, if I was to think about a body of water, I would say an oasis. And an oasis is something that you find in the desert. And the reason why I say an oasis is I actually did a project with my job last year for like some type of youth art summit where we were working with young people, and we ended up naming the project Oasis, and I learned more about that body of water. And it's actually something that you find when like you've been like walking in the desert all this time and it ain't nothing around you, and then you come to this body of water and all of this dirt, and it's like, wow, you know? And I also look at that as something that I've been trying to practice, which is like creating my own joy, you know? And like, even though like this morning, it was a rough morning, you know, like it was a real rough morning, but I'm trying to learn how to reclaim my joy and reclaim my energy and not let outside influences really impact me. And
yours.
Yeah, and not try to like find joy and find happiness, just create it because it's possible. So that's what I've been practicing, and that's why I would say oasis for me. And yes, I'm just so grateful for this check-in question. I feel like it's really like grounding us in the rest of this talk, and it's gonna be beautiful. And our next thing on the like agenda, I would say, is the guided meditation. And I like to call this, I mean, I change it every time, but I was like, what am I going to call this in the car driving home? I was like, I think I want to call it the walk. You know what I'm saying? And this activity, guided meditation, this is basically, it's the search for the foundation of self, right? So you start off with 5 different identities. You have your name, you have your gender, you have your race, you have your spirituality, and you also have your dream/career, right? You start off with all of these 5 different identities, and you can look at it as if these identities are being held in like a head wrap of wisdom as you are about to take this walk and this journey. And at the end of the journey, you will end up with one of these identities. And with that identity, the goal and the purpose is to basically say that identity is the foundation of who you are. And after this guided meditation, we're gonna like talk about it and talk about how important it is to have a foundation of self to even consider starting your self-love journey. So we're gonna get it popping. And I know folks are multitasking right now, so you can choose to close your eyes, not you, Nae. But you can choose to close your eyes, or you can leave them open. And basically, you know, just listen to the sound of my voice, listen to what I'm saying. If y'all can take some time though to think about your identities, your name, your gender, your race, your spirituality, and your dream/career. You're gonna hold those with you, and we're gonna go on this walk, and eventually you're gonna have to let some things go, sisters. So to get this started, you are on this journey, right? You have your head wrap of wisdom holding all of your identities, all 5 of your identities in that head wrap. And you start walking, and you're just like walking in this field, this like forest, and you feel all of these leaves just crunching as you're walking. You smell water, and you smell like just nature. and it's a beautiful thing, right? And you're just walking, and all of a sudden you like see this elderly woman. She's an elderly Black woman. She's beautiful. She got gray locks, and she got these wrinkles that are just glowing, y'all. Okay, so you go up to her because you end up going to a fork in the road, and she's right by the fork. And you ask her, you're like, I'm trying to find my way to the tree of knowledge. And she says, well, in order for me to give you the directions on where you're supposed to go, you need to let go of one of your identities. Which identity are you letting go of? Which one is not like what you want to hold on to for the rest of this walk? I want you to take some time to take that identity out of your head wrap of wisdom, put it down, and you're going to keep walking on your journey. So you're walking, and you got your 4 identities left, whatever identities you chose. I'm not judging. And you keep on walking. You keep on flowing and glowing. And then you end up getting to you get to another fork in the road, right? And it's an elderly Black man. He's singing a song and playing a ukulele or whatever, and just laughing and just joyful. And you say, sir, like, I'm trying to get to the tree of knowledge. Can you tell me which way I need to go in this fork? And he says, yes, I can, darling, but in order for me to let you know, you have to let go of another one of your identities. So you let another one go. Now you're left with 3 of your identities. You have those 3. You're holding them tight. Like, I really don't know if I want to let anything else go. Like, these are all a part of me, right? These are things that encompass who I am. So you just walking and thinking about this. And then you get to this house and you smell some cooking, y'all. Okay, you smell some good home cooking, whether it's your mama's, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever. You smell the cooking, and you go in there and you're like, I'm hungry, I need some food. Because this walk has been a journey. I didn't have to let go pieces of myself to find the way to this tree of knowledge. I need some food. So you go into this house, and it's like this elderly woman. She's cooking up, she's singing. Maybe she's singing like an old gospel song, like, like this little light of mine, whatever she's singing. Okay. And you say, ma'am, can I have a plate of food? It just smells so good, and I need some food and some substance to keep on my walk and my journey to the tree of knowledge. So she says, yes, baby, you can have some food. But in order for me to give you this plate, I need you to let go of another one of your identities. Oh Lord, how y'all gonna let go of another identity? Which one is it gonna be? You only got 3 identities left, and now you finna leave this house full, but with only 2 pieces of yourself. Which one are you letting go? So you let that go. You get your food, you get your substance, you get some love and soul from this beautiful old lady, you know what I'm saying? And you continue on your journey. And you walking, and you're walking. You got 2 identities left, y'all. You are almost to the tree of knowledge, and you're like, wow, this is just like, this has been a journey. And then you get to this river, right? You're at this river, and you see a sign. The sign says, in order to get across this river, you need to let go of your last identity. You have 2 left. You only need to let go of 1 more. Which identity are you letting go of? So you throw that identity into the water, and then the river just ends up splitting, right? And you walk straight through the river, and you see this beautiful, blooming cherry blossom tree of knowledge. And it's just there, and you're left with 1 identity in your hand. You're looking at it, you're meditating on it, you're breathing on it, and you're like, oh wow. So this is who I believe I am. This is what my foundation is. What are you left with, sis? And you can can open your eyes when you're ready.
That was good.
So, I've had a lot of practice. Okay, I've done this activity with my staff or whatever at work. I've also done this with young people. It's also cooler to do it in person because you can like write them down on a piece of paper and then you like ball it up. So it's like you really letting it go and then you just throw it into like a little pot. But I think this, I've definitely tweaked it, and sometimes it's different. I kind of just let it flow off the heart. But yes, I'm here for the details. I want to hear like what folks are left off. I mean, I know what I don't even have to do the activity anymore. I already know every single time I do this activity, it's the same thing. But I'm very interested to see what's important to y'all, sisters. Is it the fact that it's your name? Is it your name that's important? Is it the fact that you a sister? Is that what's important? Is it the fact that you're Black and proud? Is that what's important? Or is it the fact that you have the Most High? Is that important? Or your spirituality, however you know, whatever you believe in, is that important to you? Or is it your dream? Like, my dream encompasses all of those things. Like, what is it? I'm interested. Anybody can go. Let it flow.
Ro? I guess I'll go. I won't say the things that I let go in the order, but I will say by the end of it, I ended up willing to let go of everything in my hand because I carry those things with my own steps that I make in life. So I'm like, by the end of it, I was just like, I saw the tree as all the things that I am and not just those ones that I chose. The things that I know of and don't know of that are on that tree. So it was like, I can let go of both these last things I have at the river and just like be good regardless, because I have all these things that I am even more of. So it was just like I'm like, okay, I was battling between letting go of being a woman or being Black. And it was like, no, that's not an option. Like, it's like, I felt like there was a way for me to let go, but also like I didn't let go because I know who I am, or I know what I carry and what I possess. So it was like, it was interesting that I was willing to just like, look, I have open hands and free hands to work with both anyway. I carry those things that I'm holding in my hand. So I just, and it was interesting that you said a river. So it was like another thing that like, you know, just opened my eyes, and I was like, wow, you know, to see that of myself made me even more proud to be who I am. So, yeah. I
think, like, I've never, in all of my times doing this workshop and this activity, I've never had anybody like respond like that. So it's definitely like interesting to like see a different response than what I usually see. And I appreciate that. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all. And I feel like that's a very beautiful interpretation of the activity, because it shows how grounded you are and who you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's important. Like, we're always growing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're always on our path of growth and understanding of who we are, and we can always learn more from ourselves and from each other. But the fact that you were able to just be like, I can let go of all of those things and still be secure in who I am, that's deep. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate you for even getting me there mentally, you know? So yeah.
That's what's up. Thank you so much, Ro. Who else wants to share? Like, I'm interested. This is getting juicy. Uh-oh, okay. Come on, Nae. Let me hear.
So, y'all know it's hard for me to follow. Okay, it was one thing at a time. But at the end, I don't think I would let go of my dream. That's the only thing. It was a toss-up between my spirituality, having faith in the Most High, and my dreams. But I'm not I was born into being a Christian, okay? Like, born into it. I'm not gonna say it was forced on me, but that's what I did. I went to church, you know, but me being grown and reading the Bible, having questions, I've been questioning it a lot, and I'm sure I'll find the religion for me, or if there's any religion that I do want to follow, but believing in the Most High. Now I'm thinking, because you don't have to be a Christian to believe in God. You don't. So, but I did feel like wherever I go, as long as I take my dream and my determination to be what I want to be, I'm gonna make it. Chasing the knowledge for anything, I should be able to make it.
That's what's up. I appreciate that. Like, and yes, I definitely agree. You do not have to be in a specific religion doctrine to believe in the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, or something that Aubrey says that really sticks with me is like, religion is like training wheels for spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, if you are continuing to be a Christian, that's fine. But your spirituality and your relationship, not just the routine of religion, but your relationship with the Most High needs to be on point. If you can go to church, you can read the Bible, but what is your heart and intention doing behind that? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you doing it to just go through the motions, or are you doing it because you actually believe and have the faith in who He is, what He can do for you, what He has done for you? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel that. And I'm always ready to preach.
You know, it was definitely hard to let go of being a woman because I don't like the what is that? The stigma or the stereotype that women are just supposed to act a certain way. If you do this, you're this. So I be trying to stand up for being a woman, period, and being a free woman at that. Like, we had our time, so. You know, and then of course being Black, so it's definitely hard, but
it's a journey.
Yeah, I definitely feel like ultimately trying to get to where I'm going is important, not stopping that.
That's what's up. Thank you, Nae. All right, Nisas, where you at? Let me hear something. I'm sorry, Need the light on here, huh? See, I'm okay. Need the light.
Okay. So what I ended up keeping was my name, and not just D'Neisethelight, actually, because Denise is my actual name, as you only know. But yes, I chose to keep D'Neisethelight because D'Neisethelight was created in a time of life, you know. It was a time where I began to flourish in life, in my dreams, in my spirituality, and I feel like my name embodies all of those things. So that's why I chose to keep it, because I feel like that's the most important piece of me right now, the woman that I chose to create, you know, and I just feel like that is who I've become now. That's who I am, D'Neisethelight. And I won't let her go for anything, because it took me so long. And it took so much to get to this person right here. I don't see myself letting her go anytime soon. Her growing, yes. Me letting her go, no. Yeah, that's where I am.
That's beautiful. Wow. Everybody is like, it's just crazy, because it's like, you let some pieces of yourself go, but it's also a piece in you that encompasses all of those things. So it's like, yeah, I'm feeling that. I know, like, for me, I always end off with spirituality. And that's just a consistent thing for me. My belief, my faith in the Most High, I feel like is what holds every part of me. It's what brings the soul and power behind my name. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what makes me a woman. It's what makes me being Black and being chosen such a beautiful experience. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's the foundation of my dream. So that's why I always, like, I always find myself in the spirituality, and like the Most High is like my purpose, and He comes first. So that's why I would say that one. But I feel like we already started talking about some of the questions that I wanted to ask and like have conversations about. But like these pieces of yourself and like these different things about you, they're your foundation. You know what I'm saying? So like, how important do y'all feel like foundation is to self-love? Like, and everybody don't gotta answer each question, you know, we can let it flow. Find the question that speaks to you the most. But like, what does foundation mean when it comes to like self-love?
Even when I did my video for you earlier, I was struggling with that because I feel like I'm on a real journey to self-love. I'm in the midst of splitting up with somebody I've been with for 4 years. I've become a whole different person in those 4 years, so my self-love is completely different. I definitely feel like it's up with discipline, because like I said, just because you're comfortable don't mean you're happy. And you know, self-love really self-love, it comes from happiness. Like, that's how you know you're loving yourself right. When you smiling and you feel good, that's how you know you're loving yourself right. Even if it comes down to you having to like swallow some tears, or you just gotta say no, like I can't eat this today, or no, I cannot talk to this person because even I know eventually this, or you know, just certain stuff that you just gotta discipline yourself from. What was the question though? Foundation?
I mean, I feel like you answered it.
Yeah,
Like,
but
go ahead.
no, but just the ultimate of just making sure yourself is good. You know, just listening to what your soul. That's what I was saying. Listening to what your soul is screaming for. Like, listen to what your body is saying. You know, I feel like you are the foundation of self-love. It's you, your mind, how you're thinking positively, and everything. So, I feel like all of that plays a big part of trying to love yourself right. That's what I'm gonna say. Loving yourself right. Giving into, oh, I'm craving this. Nah, it's what your soul needs.
Everybody can like jump in. It's an organic conversation.
I've been having to let stuff marinate some time after hearing it. So it's like,
all good. All good.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess when it comes to foundation, I automatically just think your beliefs, or you know, things that you have faith in, and that just tying into whatever that foundation is for you. You know how to love yourself, or that's how you'll love yourself. And I think it's just I feel like if you don't have a foundation, it's more of a question like, can you know what self-love is if you don't know what the foundation is? But as for me, like, I just think that I've always known what my foundation was before I knew. If that makes sense? Like, I was also like being raised in church and just automatically having that faith. Like, I've seen things happen to people in my life who have come through things that you wonder, like, how, like, ain't nobody but God, like, to help do that, like, you know. So I just feel like that's being able to be around that type of environment of seeing people who also believe and have faith in what I believe and have faith in. I think it just like what I said in the video too, like, the way you love God is how you love others, and that's how you love yourself. And then sometimes it can be hard to really acknowledge that I don't think I'm loving myself as much as I'm loving this person. Like, I'm loving this person more than I'm showing love to myself. So it's like, am I really showing love to myself? Like, now, so it's like it's a battle sometimes, and that's just like life. Like, you go through life and you have these things that you don't expect to come or expect to go through, but expectations lead to disappointment. So you got to just expect the unexpected and be able to accept the things you can't change and choose to be okay. You know, so that's what I've been saying lately, choosing to be okay. Like, I choose to be okay. I don't have control over these things that like are around me. I only have control over what I do and how I go about my peace, maintaining my peace is through the self-love process, and just always having to like have these affirmations, daily affirmations of like, to make sure I'm checking in with myself. And that's just foundation with self-love, I feel
like people have said so many things and so many things stuck to me. And like, I guess my next question or whatever that will flow after this one would be like, what are you, I think bro kind of touched on it already with the affirmations, but like, what do you do to take care of yourself? Like, how do you hold yourself accountable in taking care of yourself, especially with all of the things going on with like this pandemic and with the fires and with relationships, with like friendships, like with family? What are you doing to take care of yourself? Because sometimes we find ourselves taking care of other people more than we're taking care of ourselves. And then like what Rose said, like, I'm loving you more than I'm loving me. That's hit home. You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I taking care of me? Because when you're your best self, relationship that comes into your life is either going to thrive or the Most High going to push them out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you at a place where you know what's your worth and what's not. So like, how are y'all taking care of yourselves? Like, what are some practices? What are you thinking about?
What I've been doing lately, I've been paying attention to myself. So I've been paying attention to myself around certain people, certain energies, and I've been noticing how, you know, my body, my mind, and my soul reacts to that energy and to, you know, those people. And if they are, you know, shifting my energy in a negative way, they are removed without warning, without question. Because I felt like before I started this journey of actually like paying attention to myself and actually loving myself and focusing on self, I was more focused on, okay, is this person good? Like you guys were saying, is this person good? Like, how is this making them feel? Oh, what am I doing to make them feel that way? What can I fix? You know? And that wasn't getting me anywhere, but to a fast heartbreak and disappointment. And I recently got out of a very long-term toxic relationship. And yes, it was. And I didn't realize certain behaviors that I had picked up during that relationship. And it made me, so being out of this relationship made me take heed or take notice to those behaviors. And I've been literally told myself, you know what, Denise? Your own happiness is your own happiness. You can't rely on anybody to make you happy. You just can't. Me and they were having a conversation before we hopped on this too. It's just like, we have to put ourselves in situations where our happiness, our joy, our love is unshaken and unmoved. Whether you come into my life or exiting, it's unmoved, you know? And I feel like that's really important, because once you conquer that battle, once you know, I don't know, kind of create stability in your emotions and your feelings, I feel like that's when you are at the highest peak of self-love. Emotions. I mean, yeah, yes.
And when you say peak, my next question into the Sistaaz Heal Network. Do you feel like self-love is an eternal journey, or is there a destination?
It's eternal. It's eternal.
So you can't set no destination for that because things change so much.
Yes.
That it's like, you don't know where the self-love, like the challenges will come when it comes to like loving yourself, because it's like, oh, okay, clearly I can handle this. It's a part of the test. It's a part of the part of the journey, and I have to be able to pay attention. And sometimes when you keep running into that wall, it's like, why do I keep on this? Because you ain't learned the test yet. You ain't passed the test. You got to keep running through it so you can pass the test, and then go on to the next thing. And that's just infinite, you know.
Oh, that's so good. That is so good, because I'm literally dealing with something similar right now. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but I was talking to myself actually this morning. It's just like I'm on this journey to happiness and self-love, but I'm constantly growing and relearning, you know. So it's just like, when I feel like, oh yeah, I got this, you know, it's something that comes along and be like, wait a minute, and it's a test. And being able to, you know, get through those tests and actually conquer is one of the hardest parts too. Because when you think you got it, and then something comes, it's just like, oh damn, you know, you have to
keep you humble. Keep you humble. Like, ooh, wait a minute, hold on now.
You're confident in your decisions and you can make the decisions for yourself. Like, you're not questioning like, oh, if I remove myself from this situation, would it hurt me? Where am I going to be? Like, am I a good person for leaving this person or leaving this situation, leaving this job? I know they need me, but it's like, you just got to be confident in knowing that it's necessary for you.
And that's taking care of yourself. I feel like I had a phase where I was often going through like feeling guilty for wanting to have that time to myself, because it's like, I feel like I'm doing so much for other people, or I feel like I'm caring so much to like, I put myself in situations that I don't have to, and I had to learn how to just like, that ain't for you to put that on yourself. That's, you know, that's something there. You can be an ear, be a shoulder. I'm hardly I'm up here breaking my back to try to get stuff for these people when I know I need that for myself. So it's like, it's just like, I guess that comes back to the foundation of it. Like, the God in you, it's no question about being that person. It's just who you are and a part of that thing. So it's like, sometimes it could be like, oh, that's, you know, you don't need to be doing that. So you got to check yourself. But that's part of the journey of like learning yourself. You got to unlearn to learn, break down to build up. Like, there's so many ways that it's just like all this stuff with, even now, like the times we're in, people are so, why is this happening? Why is this? Oh my God, what's going on? Da, 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 da. It's like, because you don't have control. You don't know what's going on, or what is on the other end, or what's on the other side of it. So it's just like learning to just chill and focus on what you can do today to like give into your purpose tomorrow, you know. So it's a lot of like, when it comes to affirmations, it's really just speaking things to existence and just learning and remembering that what's for you won't pass you. You don't have to feel like, oh, I can't handle this. Otherwise, you wouldn't be going through it. You can handle it. You're going through it. Like, God won't put more on you, you can bear. So, not to get in preach mode.
I'm here for it. That's real.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit y'all heads real quick, for real. Like, with this one question that is not an easy question. Do you love yourself?
I was like, I don't want to say that. I saw that question on the list and I was like, wow. I think it's mostly because sometimes I think I love myself, but it's like, if you love yourself, you wouldn't be doing this. You know, so it's like, dang, I could love myself better than how I'm loving how I think I love myself now. So I love myself, and I know I could do better at loving myself.
I like that. Yeah. Like that, because I agree. I feel like I have developed a love for myself, because at first I didn't. But me, going on this journey, I have, like I said, developed a love for myself, but there's some old habits that I have not kicked yet that make me fall back into the, Denise, you've been through this already. Why are you taking yourself through this? You know the end result. Like, you got to do better for you, for the sake of you. And I'm like literally going through that right now. And having this talk is just like such, like an eye opener. And yeah, and that's why like the journey it's never ending, it's continuous. And yeah, that's a good question.
No,
and I feel like you can always add more to it as life goes on. Like, you can always add more to it as life, like the older you get, God willing, like it's like I'm gonna have to keep making sure I check in with myself about that question.
Yeah.
But like we do, it's just about the decisions that we make. Like I said, it's about discipline. Self-discipline is a part of self-love, because if you keep doing the same thing that's comfortable or comes at this point natural, I'm not gonna say natural, but become a pattern, you keep following the pattern, you're not growing. You're not gonna grow.
But isn't that also like when it comes to like not being aware of the things that you don't know? Like there are things that like traits that we probably carry that we're born with that we don't know until something hits us, and it's like, now what's wrong? Like this must be in the genes, because I don't understand how I keep running into certain or like it's like different situations, but at the moral of it is the same thing. So it's like it's so many things that it's like I don't want to overwhelm myself with thinking about the things that I don't know that I have instilled in me. Being raised in a single parent home, it's like I don't know the traits of my father. I don't know these things that he did that could be instilled in me, born with it and not knowing, until I actually get to a point where it's like a light bulb and it's like an epiphany, and it's like the people around you will help you see that, and it's just really about placing yourself in those environments.
Yep.
And that's love. I think that's loving yourself too. that's loving yourself. Definitely.
Surrounding people that bring out the best in you, yes. That bring out the light in you. Yeah, because I was, and I also was surrounding myself with people that were just literally sucking the life out of me, the energy, and it was just like, God, like, I gotta go deal with this again. It's just like, I cannot, and that, that is detrimental to self-love, because it puts you in a space, if you let it puts you in a negative space, and it's just tiring and draining. Yes, it's draining emotionally, physically. Like I was literally like in my relationship, at my job, I gained so much weight. I was unhealthy, uncomfortable, and just unhappy. And life, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, surrounding yourself with people that actually bring out that light and life in you is very important to that journey as well. Because sometimes you do need help. I know it's self-love, but sometimes you need a reminder.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you need that person that's going to put you to the test.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's true. That's real.
How much is my peace worth right now? And how much do I love myself this time or whatever? Like you definitely going to be tested.
Mm-hmm. Right. The sacrifices that you make to love yourself.
Yeah.
Versus the sacrifices you make to show that or prove your love to people.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm having little epiphanies.
Right.
Just about my whole situation and how at this point I'm feeling like he's taught me a lot of lessons, but not about love, about life. Like, so he definitely taught me a lot about, loving myself. And he always said the way I was acting, I don't act like I love myself, I'm not acting like a lady and stuff like that. I had to think, I was like, is it even worth chasing?
That's why you gotta be careful, man. You let it into your heart, your mind, and your soul.
Yeah, that's what it was.
What about you, Miss Naee?
And
I know we always.
and like working on this like necklace that's a heart with rose quartz, you know, and I've been trying to think how I want to like answer it. I think for me, I'm a project. You know what I'm saying? I'm still working on it, and I feel like I put so much pressure on myself because I have a daughter. And I know she watches me. Like everything I do, she watches me and she imitates. So it's just crazy to have a whole nother human that you're responsible for and who is looking up to you, and you are only 23 years old and you are still growing and learning who you are supposed to be. How are you supposed to love yourself? This is your first time in a relationship. This is your first love, and you're going crazy. Like, it's ups and downs. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how do you even fathom self-love when you can't even fathom life? You know? So I think for me, I'm a project. I definitely love aspects of myself, but there's some parts of myself that I do not love or like. And I'm also working on, which I feel like is important to know, because a lot of people connect self-love with their outer beauty. And that's not always the foundation of self-love. It's not at all the foundation of self-love, I should say. Like, your inner beauty is who you are. It's what you offer. It's your soul. Right? I believe that we are spiritual beings over physical beings, and our physical is just the vessel. Yes, we take care of it. Yes, we want to look fly. Yes, we want to look beautiful, look healthy, and do that. But at the end of the day, our soul is what we want to be the most beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's what I've been like trying to focus on, is loving who I am on the inside and not what I look like on the outside. So that would be my answer to that complicated question. And something else that I want to like drop in the space is, what are some boundaries that you have had to set with like people in your life? You know what I'm saying? I know Denise kind of touched on this a little bit, but like, I know for me, I had to cut some people off. And it's not always an easy situation because it was rough. It took a minute. But what have you been doing to set those boundaries? And also, not just with other people, how are you setting boundaries with yourself? That's also a question.
Yeah, that first one, I was like, dang, I might have to start setting boundaries for people, because I think that's the problem, is that I don't set boundaries for other people. Like, I don't hold people accountable for certain things that I know I hold myself to. And that's more something of a mental note for myself to pay attention to moving forward. But so far as boundaries for myself, I think it's really just like, it's happened recently, I think, really paying attention to the things that, being in my relationship now that I'm in, I feel like I've learned so much about boundaries when it comes to like, okay, you've run into this in the past, this person knows this, and if they keep on, you know, you give them a chance, okay, yeah, there's love there, there's all this there, but then it's like, okay, look, you do know that I know this, or you know that about what I would like, all these things. I don't want to go in depth. Like, how can I sugarcoat this? But like, it's really, it's boundaries for myself, I think. I'm trying to think, like, what have I told myself not to do that I've stuck to? Versus what I told myself to that I just keep on being hard-headed with. So it's like, I guess it's just really about the practice of it, because it's like sometimes it's tiring, and it's like I just don't want to deal with it. and it just start piling on, and then you got a whole mess you got to clean up for yourself. But yeah, I think boundaries is something one of those things I haven't paid so much attention to that this probably helps me understand I need to.
I feel like one of the things that was really draining me was my job. And so what I started working on is creating boundaries at my job with my coworkers and my clients. I began because I'm in social work, usually most of the people in social work are in there because they have a big heart and they want to help people. But so I would let a lot of things get to me. I deal with a very vulnerable population. So much would happen and I would take a lot of things personal, especially when I lost a client. So boundaries that I have been creating is to, kind of like remove, like it's not easy. I'm not a robot, but I've been trying to have that certain disconnect and that professionalism so that I wouldn't be taking my job home with me and it's keeping me up. So I would definitely like say that is a boundary that I have been setting and creating for myself. And also like when, because I'm like one of the youngest at my job, and a lot of, not only my clients, but a lot of the staff there don't respect me because of my age. And I've been, also setting boundaries, with them. And, like, hey, like, I know you done been through some things, you done walked your journey, had your way with life, but, I know a few things too. And I'm not saying that I know everything, but I'll, definitely respecting me and my position and what I do know is very important. So I've just been creating, boundaries with that, and also removing myself from negative situations instead of, because usually, like, I'm a fighter. Like, that's Naee. Anybody know, y'all know. Like, I can argue. I will go. But choosing my battles has definitely been a boundary that I've set for myself because not everything deserves that energy. And just learning, what kind of behavior to have in certain spaces is a boundary that I've been setting for myself as well. And also, taking it on a chin. Sometimes you don't have to take an L for the greater good. And that's what I've been working on as well. And just, like Naee said, cutting people off. Just cutting it off. Like, I just don't. Like, especially if it's someone or something that I've been constantly having this battle with, you know what? I love you from a distance. Mm-hmm. That's best.
Like, at a point in time, you keep on doing stuff and then you keep on allowing stuff, it becomes abuse.
Yes.
And it's like, how are you, and that's what people think about abuse as just a physical thing. And like, abuse is taking advantage of somebody. That's abuse. You know what I'm saying? Abuse is criticizing somebody continuously. That's abuse, and it's like, once we change our perspective of like what abuse is and how like it can really affect us, I think it starts to like really open folks' eyes to situations that they've been a part of that they thought were something that it really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's like really important to think about as well in the conversation.
Yeah. It's crazy because today I actually did see a tweet that said something that somebody had said, real love doesn't leave you. And then somebody retweeted it with a comment saying, we have to learn how to navigate the abandonment issues that we have, or channel, or like know what those abandonment issues are, so that we know, look, that's not what that is. People can love you from a distance, and people can sometimes, some certain things you have to really pay attention to the way people do have to step out of or step away from, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what happened, what's really going on mentally, and especially if they're known as the strong friend, quote unquote, it's going to be even more pressure on them And then it's like, well, where are the people who can call and check on me instead of making them think or that I'm trying to like not talk to anybody at all? It's like I had to shut down everything. Like I was like, social media, I think that was one of the boundaries I did recently, that I was like, I gotta get off social media because it's making me go crazy, in a sense that like, oh well, it's this time in the morning, you can't call me, but you on Twitter, like certain stuff like that I found that I was doing to myself. And it was like, let people, they have routines, you don't know what's going on, you know what it is, but it's like, and at the end of the day, do what you need to do for yourself to not go there. And I think that's just something I had to practice recently when it came to boundaries. But in accepting, like, you know, you gotta let people do what they need to do for themselves. And I learned that because I had to do what I had to do for myself.
Right.
And that included not talking to people, not posting stuff, not doing these things that I usually do, or if people make them think that, oh, she's fine, she happy, she good. My cousin the other day, well, not the other day, but my cousin, she was like, I saw you posting stuff, so I thought you were doing fine. And I was like, no. Like, what makes you think that? Like, the assumptions that people make based off of the cover of the book, you know?
Right.
But yeah. Love is whew, it's one of them ones that you can keep adding to the book.
Right. And I think, like, and so is growth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're all interconnected. And that's why I wanted to start off with the walk. Because, and y'all kind of like got it spot on in just the guided meditation. It's like, if our identities are all interconnected, then the pieces of ourselves that we're trying to grow and like build and love on every day is also a part of that journey. So like, what are we doing to maintain? I think that's also important. Like, Aubrey always says this thing like maintenance. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the maintenance that you're doing? Like, you can't just do a routine and not have maintenance, because sometimes you need to adjust the routine. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you need to adjust the click. Okay? So like, sometimes people is reason, season, lifetime. You know? And like, sometimes like people stop at season, but no, we need to add that lifetime in there, because seasons come and go.
Right.
Reasons come and go. Okay, you were in my life for a reason. You taught me this. It's time for you to exit to the left. Okay, you were in my life for a season. You might be here a little bit longer. You might have brought some reason to me and all of that, but I think as of now, it's time for you to go. Lifetime, you're supposed to be here. We might have our moments where we're not talking for a minute, but you're a lifetime, like, spirit, soul in my life. And I think that's what people have to realize as well, when thinking about like self-love. Like, who are you allowing to be in your energy and vibrations? And how is that affecting you and how you just be and live in this life? I think that's important to think about.
Definitely. I know I talk much because I've been trying to get sis done over here. But are you asking like in particular? Is that a question?
You can flow with however you took that. I was just...
No, it's good. I literally was just thinking to myself how when I was a kid, I just didn't make too many relationships. And I was wondering if that's why I feel so disconnected. I know that's why I feel so disconnected now. But I do feel like a part of my self-love journey is also trying to make these relationships now. Like with my little sister, when I was younger, we were 5 years apart. But now, since we're older, that's not that big of a gap. But I still see that we don't talk. She don't call me and stuff like that. And I want to have a sister bond with my youngest. So it's just little stuff like that to try to make me feel like I'm doing my part in the family kind of thing. Because right now I'm kind of disappointed in myself.
That's real.
Okay, let me get a picture of that now. Before I put this in.
So my next question to y'all would be like, what does your self-love garden look like? Flowers are there. What, like, is there some tomatoes growing? Like, what does your self-love garden look like? And we're gonna end this question after this, and then we're gonna move into something else. But we're gonna just let this flow, and then we're gonna, do what we gotta do. But go ahead.
For a second, you made me think about Jody Mama in her garden with her wine and her setup, her little table, everything. She had it all set up. Okay, I was thinking about that for a second. Like, okay, I seen that meme that said the older you get, the more I understand why she wanted that garden set up for the day. But I would think it's pretty much the things that I put in my room. I guess I would say a journal is there, of course, to write things down that I just want to get out. I would definitely want to have some type of, I don't know what kind of birdhouse, but I would do something where I would want birds to just like feel comfortable enough to want to be it. Because birds, I don't know, something about birds that I studied or watch them sometimes I bird watch, and I feel like they really go to places that they feel comfortable and safe at. So I think any type of setting like that I would want to have. I would definitely have some berries, fruits and berries in there. I think it's really pretty much any type of thing that will give you a sense of a sanctuary. Just because it's a safe place. And I think whatever you think or whatever I feel would make a safe place is what would be in my self-care garden, because it's no judgment. There's free to just share things that you maybe want to talk about but may be judged about. And just a space that's, being able to grow different kinds of fruit, just a space of just like where there's oxygen, just life growing right before your eyes, literally. So it's like, I feel like I can't just say one like particular type of thing that's there. It's just whatever is for its sanctuary is what would probably be there.
Who else? What's in your love garden? What's in your self-love garden?
I would say mine would be, it got like flowers, or can it be like made up of anything that I?
It's whatever your space, like whatever you want it to be. It's your happy space.
Dang, some music. And some good music though, like, you feel me? I like listening to the saxophone and jazz. Masego, I love him. He's like a light. He's the light. Yeah. I just sit there and vibe. Me, it'll be a blunt and some music. That's great. That's like the most peaceful thing for me to do. I do like quote unquote meditate. I wouldn't even call it meditation because I just repeat my daily affirmation. I am Janae Callins. I'm more than enough. For these things I've had to make up to keep myself on track mentally, not giving up and stuff. So, some good food, like some good, like healthy. I can't say tomatoes or nothing because I don't eat. I wouldn't grow no tomatoes in my garden. I would grow onions.
Onions, girl. Let me
see. I wouldn't. I'll probably grow some a lot of fruit. A lot of fruit because I do like to just keep myself flushed, and I feel like fruit does that. And I have gastritis, so just the most healing foods for my stomach, the stuff that'll put my stomach back together, because right now gastritis, I have a burned stomach line, so I have to make sure I'm eating the foods that can be digested and everything. So, yeah, some little stuff like that. But I do find peace with being by myself a lot. It could be boring, but just that blunt and that music, had me refocused.
Let me see. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Day. Yeah, hold on. Technical difficulties. Oh, good. So in my garden, I think, yeah, definitely like a pen and paper, a journal. Definitely. I'm all for music too. Like, music speaks to my soul. I feel like that's when I'm the most in tune with myself. So definitely good music. You know, the whole eating healthy thing, I'm still working on it. But if I could have my own personal, like, I don't know what they call them, like them, you know, them taco men that be like, you know, that be at the little, you know what I'm talking about? I want them. I want them in my garden. I'm sorry, y'all. I love me some tacos. It's my first love. Man, definitely, like, I love sunflowers. I don't know, they just brighten my spirit. Yeah, so I would love to have, like, you know, sunflowers in my garden. Yeah, my grandma, God rest her soul, she used to have a plum tree. So I definitely would do that because, I don't know, when I think of plums, I always think of her, like plums, lemons. She grew greens in her garden, and I would kind of like have that in my garden just to be connected, you know, to her in some kind of way, because that brings me at peace, because she was my rock, my soul. When I think of her, all I think about is, like, you know, strength and unity, because she held our family together, like, literally. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
That is beautiful.
I haven't had a grandparent while I was older ever.
I think, like, okay, y'all, so I will have some placenta tomatoes, because when I came home from the hospital, we brought home a fetus placenta and we planted it.
Oh, wow.
Tomatoes. They didn't all the way get sprouted, but I would want to, like, replant it when I have another baby, and I would save my placenta and I would put it in the soil, and I will make some salsa with my placenta tomatoes. So that's what I would do. And I would also have some grapes, because my baby loves grapes, and I want her little feet pit-pattering all around my garden, and she get to eat her grapes and be happy. And also, I love potatoes, so I'm growing some potatoes and some cilantro, because I'm tired of buying it from the store. And I'll have, like, some Erykah Badu playing in the background, and just, like, water, and just chill. And I don't need nobody else there except for Fia. Like, I mean, Aubrey can visit, but I'm fine with just my garden being me and my baby. You know what I'm saying? So that's what mine would be. But I appreciate y'all. Like, this has been a dope space.
Yes, I love it.
Beautiful conversation. And we don't have Mo to do the performance. I might add, maybe I'll have her send it to me and I'll add it to the video or something. But I want to end off with libations. I wasn't really prepared to do libations, though. I thought I was prepared, but I'm not. So libations, we start off with libations to kind of get grounded. But I think it can be kind of cool to end off with it. And we're just gonna do one round. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just say people who we felt like was in this space today. People who have passed, and also people who are currently here, just acknowledging our ancestors that stand on our shoulders and who are speaking through us, you know what I'm saying? And after everyone says a name, we just say Ashe. And then we just gonna flow it like that. Cool? Okay, so I'll start off. Adrian, Ashe.
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 My grandma Irene.
Ashe. My baby, Afia. Ashe.
Maya Angelou.
Ashe.
Right.
Erica Badu, okay? Ashe.
Okay.
Toni
Tupac.
Morrison. Ashe.
My mom Angela.
Ashe, Mom. She didn't answer her phone. Ashe. I mean, I'm mad at him right now, but I still love him. Aubrey, Ashe.
Ashe.
I want to say Jill. Jill would be nice, and Miss Jill Scott would be nice.
Oh, yeah.
She was here. Jill Scott was here.
That whole message was just all love. I love her.
Because I wish he could really experience conversations like this. I wish he had someone around him with these opportunities, and maybe he'll be open to healing. I mean, men in general are pretty stubborn, but he needs some healing. So I feel like this him. Ashe.
And we could just end it off with saying Ashe 3 times. Ashe. 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 Oh, okay. I think right now it's definitely gonna stick to being like a Black woman space, but I do, once we get it like flowing and glowing a little bit more, I do want to invite brothers into the space eventually, and maybe call it the Sisters and Brothers Healing episode, where we kind of like talk about different things and like really get some insight on each other. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so appreciative of y'all for joining this call. And eventually, you know, once things calm down a little bit more, I want to get a studio where we can all be in space together and like have these different conversations. I'm super excited. I think this was a beautiful space. I'm gonna work on editing this video so I can post it on Sunday and drop it. And I just think like, I think it takes a lot of power, resilience, vulnerability to be in spaces like this and to share what you're going through, who you are, you know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for that. And I think I'm gonna end it right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Naee, for having us.
Opportunity.
And I'm happy to connect with you ladies again.
Definitely. This was a beautiful, beautiful experience. This got me grounded. I was in my feelings before I got on this call, and it just brought me all the way down. So I appreciate you guys.
I'll be sure to add y'all on social media too.
Oh yeah, so shout out.
We got to keep that circle together now.
Shout out to social medias, y'all.
My IG is D'Neisethelight, and that's DNEISE, Denise, THE, the light, LIGHT. And then you can find me on Facebook, D Robinson.
And I'll be adding the social medias in the description too.
Okay. I just thought I was like, oh shoot, we could have had our names changed as our this whole time. I forgot. I was like, oh shoot. But mine is Rolanda D'Neisethelight, ROLANDADENE. That's on all. That's my handle on all social media. So.
I'm Naee, the Game God, NAEE, the Game GAME God. And my business, if y'all want to come get hooked up like sis over here, it is Vanity by Naee. So Vanity by NAEE.
Yes.
Yes, and definitely follow the Sistaaz Collective on Instagram, _sisters with 2 A's and a Z _collective. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel, y'all. We're gonna be dropping way more videos. Our next video is going to be the power of Black women. Okay, and it's gonna be an amazing space, and I cannot wait. I'm still looking for some sisters, but I cannot wait till that comes to life and fruition. So stay tuned. And y'all have a beautiful day. Just be light, be love, be sunshine, be grace, be sunflower, and be, in the words of Mo, pretty brown brown.